The 2004 National South African Drag Racing Championship continued with round 2 at the Tarlton International Raceway outside Johannesburg. It was another great Highveld summer's day, but the weather looked like it was going to have its say with some dark clouds that loomed on the horizon. But this was not dampening any of the action or the spirit amongst the capacity crowd, who was there to see and feel and smell the burning rubber and the lightning fast cars chasing towards the quarter-mile mark. Also providing a great spectacle for the crowds was the Lamborghini challenge that saw these magnificent machines being put through their paces on the track. In the senior eliminator class, there were some old drivers in new cars and some new drivers in older cars. Both ways, it takes some time to get used to each other.
This is very likely your first run at Tarlton as well, and does it feel any different?
Yeah, I've got to be honest, every time I drive this car it feels different. I still got to settle down, but yeah, Tarlton's very different. It's different lights, the lineup angle is different. It's different, but that's racing. Every circuit's got to be different, otherwise life gets boring.
Another member of the Lindenberg team had a day of trouble at the track.
We're lost to drag at the moment because we've gone through a fuel pump, then the belt came off, and now we've got fuel pressure problems. I haven't yet qualified, and I'm hoping the team can get the engine going so that I can.
Also present was the familiar Sentra called Blackjack, driven by Lionel Kruger.
The car's looking strong, and we're going to hope for the best.
Lionel couldn't settle in, and as if his problems were not enough, he also lost his bonnet while racing against Stan Herbst. These then the positions in the quarterfinals, with Alan having a tough customer in Muhammad Dawood in his new Pontiac.
Yeah, you know, our dial-in times are so important on these sort of races. So, you know, if the other car's quicker than you, as long as your dial-in time and your reaction time is good, you stand a good chance of winning. It doesn't matter how fast your car is.
Round 1 was very good for you.
Excellent. Yeah, nice one for me. I won it and I'm happy with that.
And as usual, Alan got his Chevelle called Bullet off the line very quickly. Mohammed seemed to stay behind, but as fortune would have it, Alan Barker broke out, securing Dawood a place in the semis. But the semis are not going to be easy for Dawood as he comes up against seasoned campaigner Reg Murray.
They've been going very well. It's getting very competitive, this class.
And this year with the South African Drag Championships, you think you can come out on top again?
The top 10? I should hope so, yes. Thank you. I'd like to win it.
Conditions for you today, is that okay?
Yeah, so far so good.
Semi-final, and Reg gets away neatly and quickly. But look at Mohammed. He gets his car into a total twist as he had to fight to keep it under control. Luckily he backed off on the throttle, and this gave Reg Murray in his dragster another shot at the top position as he makes it into the final. Here's another look. The Pontiac starts to veer inwards towards Murray's lane. The problem with these cars is that you have so much power on the back wheels that the traction on the front wheels is not that great. Also knocking on the door was Stan Herbst, who is hoping for a better season.
Well, it didn't go too well in round 1. We got ourselves whipped by a shark, but I think we'll give it a good shot today. You know, that happens. You can't win all of them.
Competition in your class, is that very strong?
Yeah, it's very stiff. You've got to be sharp, and it all comes down to reactions and, you know, power reliability. seems okay today, so we should be fine.
It is Stan who goes through, but the final was rained out, so the first two places share the points, placing last year's champion Reg Murray back on top. Top Eliminator. This is the ultimate class where the machines are big and incredibly powerful. Mike Sargent had a great round one. Can he continue that form?
Yeah, no, we've done a qualifying run, and we just want to check a couple of the fuel settings and stuff like that. But we look like we're good for it though.
Your performance of round one, what do you attribute that to?
Well, good racing. No, we had a fairly good day, and we got we got the helping hand. One or two of the guys fell out, so we were able to get through to the second, or to come second.
But things just didn't work out for him in his run against Michael van Rensburg, as the outsider malfunctioned, which gave Michael his place in the semi-finals. Also still recovering from technical problems in round one was Nico van Rensburg in lethal weapon.
I worked very hard before the West Bank event. Unfortunately, it was one small component that failed and caused major damage in the engine. Managed to repair it now, put some oversized valve lifters in the thing, so hopefully it's right now.
Frans Many, new in this class, still had to find his feet in the car, but certainly didn't seem to have any problems with it. But it was the experienced Nico van Rensburg who made it through to the semi-finals. Points leader Peter de Wit had the good fortune of a bye into the semis.
Yeah, unfortunately we had some problems getting the funny ready, but I'll get in trustworthy here and hope you can get me to the end.
Today's racing, once again, you've got all your competitors that you had the last time. You think you can come out on top again?
Well, I hope so. Nico had some problems again after the meeting at West Bank, but we'll see what the day brings. The temperature and weather looks quite nice for power and so on. So yes, we hope we'll see there.
On the line he got away well, but look, he almost lost control of that dragster. That was definitely not the kind of run that de Wit had in mind. Here's another look. He gets off the line and then suddenly the car just pulls towards the one side. And you can see how Peter struggles to get it back in a straight line. With the rain stopping further racing, points were shared between first and second places, and this meant that de Wit was still at the top. To end a good day's racing, Tarlton International Raceway put on the cherry on the cake, the Jets. Nick and son Nico van Rensburg showed just what it's like to touch the 400 kilometers an hour mark. Unfortunately, Nico's Jets seemed to have developed some brake problems, and as he opened up the afterburner for the start, the brakes on the wheels just could not hold the jet back anymore, and he had to just let it go.
Well, with that spectacular run, we'll draw our coverage of the South African Drag Racing Championships to a close. We'll be back soon with all the coverage, however, from round 3. That's from West Bank Raceway. That's in a future show. Join us for that soon here on Race World.